Hi, this is RGK and today I'm showing you 80 Days, a game by Inkle. So it's called 80 Days because of Around the World in 80 Days, a novel by Jules Verne. And it takes the same settings, the same ID and kind of characters, narration and everything. So you play as Passepartout, which is a French person, the valet of Phileas Fogg, a British gentleman which made a wager to travel around the world in 80 days. It's a narrative game, so why do I need a rifle? So, all these items here that I can take have different purposes. The rifle is not to kill anyone. The items are not like part of. It's not because you have the rifle that you'll be killing someone. It's more that you can sell it somewhere and make a huge profit if you sell it in Thessaloniki, Paris, or Odessa. So some of the items you can buy in one city and sell them in another, but in only a few cities you will make a profit. This is important. So here we have an European train timetable. This is also a valuable item because it will show me more routes that I can take. This is an evening jacket, like a perfect gentleman's kit, with my wool trousers and wool shorts. I mean but it's for Phileas Fogg. He's the one that took the wager, but I'm the one that is going to do all the hard work and caring for him. The purpose of jacket, wool shirt and so on is that it will make him more comfortable doing certain travels, so he will lose less health. So here he has 100 health. What happens if it reaches 0? Well, not much. It's not game over. Same for money. If it reaches 0, it's not game over, but you will spend a few days replenishing it before you can go. So now, let's see. Now that I bought the train timetable, a few new routes are opening up to me. And every time you do the game, you see different routes and you see different items that you can trade. So now that I have seen the routes, I don't need the train timetable anymore, and I'm gonna take the rifle because I'm going to Paris where I can make a profit. So let's go to Paris. AMPHITRITE Express. So yes, it's kind of different from the real life trains. It's really a Jules Verne steampunk setting with new and marvelous machines. So this is an amphibious train. So here during the travel I can make conversation. So I can talk about Jules Verne in the train. So here I'm gonna ask about okay, so Paris, Cambridge, Nice. Where do I want to go? Like, let's say if I wanted to go to Dubrovnik, I would ask him about Dubrovnik, and he would tell me if there is something of worth where I'm going, or if there is a new travel route that I didn't know of. Okay, so he's not telling me anything really interesting, so I'm just gonna ask him through it. Yes, 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 he didn't hear about anything interesting. I could also bond with Phileas Fogg, care for him, or with some story elements, because sometimes when you travel, you'll interact with some characters, like you can marvel at the sights, and the captain will come and tell you, how about what kind of man are you, and how about we do this or that, and you can make decisions. And for instance, you will decide, okay, let's do this, but you know it will waste some of your time, but then suddenly it actually makes someone like you and give you an item, or you do something that you think will be a better use for your time, and then suddenly it turns out that you wasted your time and you didn't know. So you'll have to make decisions when you talk to people. Okay, so now I can sell the rifle for almost 600 pounds. And money is quite important because you'll have different costs to your travels. Like some will cost 56 pounds and some will cost more than 1,000. So it's important to keep track of what you have and why you can sell it. And every time you play the game, it will be different. So here, biscuits, like if I talk to someone, I can give them biscuits and ease them into giving me some information. And this will be useful for some travels. So what do I take? I'll be fine with just what I have. So okay, so if now I wanted to make a profit, I could aim to go in Copenhagen. So let's see Copenhagen on the map. I cannot go directly to Copenhagen. So I need to think. If I find a way to go to Amsterdam, then probably there would be something leading me to Copenhagen. Alternatively, I could go to Munich and then to Berlin. So I have to think. What I can do also is explore or talk to people in Paris, so they might also give me new routes. And a lot of the game is about like reading what these characters have to say or what's happening in the city where I'm in. Like, it's in the 19th century, and a lot of the world is at war. There are big empires, there are colonies, and so on. So it's really an unstable situation. And on top of that, you have all the steampunk with all the machines that are powered by steam, or like new stuff like some cars or gyrocopters and things like that. They went ahead and didn't just take like some of the stuff that Jules Verne created in his book, but they imagined more things that look modern to us and are surprising, and not things that look modern to people from that age. Okay, so I could go to visit the exposition, but I'll just stay in my room because right now I would just want to go through the city for the video. I don't want to linger too much. So I could go to Amsterdam now because I found the route that leads to it. Actually, according to the time I take in Paris, I can miss a train. Like if the train goes at let's say noon, and I stay for too long in Paris, past noon I'll have to wait another day if I want to take the itinerary that I was planning to take. So okay, let's go to Amsterdam. So they took a car. So far it's not so fancy, but later in the game you really see fancy stuff. And that's kind of like also the interesting thing about this game, is that the narration is really good. And with just a few lines, they can paint very interesting situations, characters, cities, like wars. Like even the wars can have an influence on the story. You can be stuck in a place, and like for instance, you might need to help the rebels against the British, so that they can sneak you out of town, or these kind of things. And so you have to read, and sadly you cannot like fast not fast travel, but like skip. You cannot skip the dialogues. Like if you have already played through it and you know it, the game really expects you to read it, which kind of became a bit too much for me, because sometimes I just wanted to skim through it and think about like my travel destinations instead of just reading about the settings. I guess I played too much in one go, because originally the game was designed for mobile, so for shorter sessions. So let's spend the night here. You'll meet many interesting characters, like many adventures. You'll find some characters like that are doing something interesting, and if you don't find the right way to interact with them, you will not get anything out of it except just the fancy things that happened. But maybe if you find the right thing to say to these characters, like maybe seduction, or you admire what they do, or you actually stay silent, they will give you hints, they will give you items, they will give you something to do. Okay, so now I found a way to Munich, but not to Copenhagen actually. I don't really want to go to Munich, because I could have just taken the Orient Express when I was in Paris, so I'm still gonna try to see if I can explore Amsterdam and find a way to Copenhagen. Let's see. And yes, indeed, by spending a bit more time in the city, I found a way to Copenhagen. So sometimes it's worth spending more time. Okay, so now let's see. Oh, I forgot to look at the market. Indian roots. Okay, good. Shaving kit. Yeah, it's good for taking care of my dear Phileas Fogg. Air sickness pill could be used. Oh, that is worth a lot in Athens. So now I will think about, oh, what if I could make a detour through Athens? And that's really interesting about all these items that you can buy and sell. They kind of give you side missions instead of just thinking, okay, where's the next road and so on. You also think about going to a specific place and not just optimizing to go all around the world. So you have to think about both, which makes for very interesting strategies and thinking. Okay, let's see if I can still go to Copenhagen or if it's too late. 8 AM, so I have to spend the night in Amsterdam. So let's go to the hotel. Yes, we'll pass the night here. Thank you, Phileas, for your very insightful comment. So Phileas is a very disdainful person, I find. He doesn't talk much, very hard to bind with. So typical English gentleman, one would say. Okay, so Copenhagen, let's go. Luggage. Only space for one suitcase, but I have two, so I can hire a second car, which makes everything more expensive. Or I could just drop everything from here. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm not going through Athens for this video, so I'll just drop one of the cars. And I need to hurry up because if I take too much time, the car will leave. Go. Okay, so they're taking this weird car. Alright, why not? Oops, sorry for the noise. Just a little something that popped out on my screen. Alright. So we are getting in, and I can read the news. Phileas Fogg attempts round the world adventure. So the media finally caught up to what I was doing. So you will find like the news actually have a funny spin on what's going on, or they can tell you about like the different wars going on. The universe that is depicted in this game is quite interesting, even if at some point I was like, oh no, I just want to skim through it. So here I'm interacting with the driver, and I can like look interested in the car. Hopefully maybe he will tell me something interesting about Copenhagen, or maybe I'll just annoy him and it will be the end. Oh no, I'm dependable. Okay, I'm not sure what this thing changed, but your character has kind of characteristic that can change according to what you do, what you choose in the discussions. You can be suave, for instance. So now I'm in Copenhagen, and the market is not open yet, so I'm just gonna spend the night here. Yes. Okay, so now I can choose where to go. The palace, maybe they have some fancy way to go to the next city. Important business from British Empire, let's say. Oh no, they do not like the British. I'm gonna say that I'm French. Actually, in the game, the French have been conquered by the Prussians, which does not feel good to a French person such as I am. So it's like, me. The British are super strong while the French are being oppressed. Okay, so now I'm gonna help the passing person. Okay, will it bring help? No. Okay, so it's a bit too early, so I need to wait for the real time to reach. I could actually speed up, but it's very close to 7 AM. So almost 7 AM. And the market is open, finally. And now I can sell my wine. Okay, and get something. Okay, a drinking horn would be worth a lot in Bucharest. Here's the cowboy boots. Okay, so I'm gonna get the drinking horn. What about the cowboy boots? It would be very good if I went to the US, like, but it's gonna be in a while in game time, so I would have to carry this around with me and always have like it to take up extra space in an extra suitcases. So I'm not sure I'll take it. Maybe I can like get it again later. I'm not sure. Maybe not, because the game is different every time you play it. But I chose not to get it. Okay, now let's see. Oh, my relationship with Ford has strengthened. Okay, good. Actually, he's losing a bit of health. Maybe we should spend the night, or just go to next place. Okay. So I could sell something. Was it in Budapest? So should I go there? No, I think it's too much travel. So I should, I think, just go to Stockholm, or maybe if I go there, maybe I could go to the North Pole. I'm not sure, and then go through Russia. You can see this line here was my previous run, and at some point, so I didn't go through Russia. I went through India, and then I went up to Beijing with a secret kind of route, and then it was a mess. Some stuff happened. I ended up like being in Japan, but what I wanted was to go to Singapore because it's where I'm physically located right now. So I made a huge detour to go back to Singapore, and I had some stuff to sell in Manila, but then I didn't know how to go back, so I had to go through Australia and then South America. Well, I had tons of items that were good for me in the United States, but then I couldn't afford the time to go up there anymore. So yeah, there are lots of like strategic decisions you can take, and like mini missions that are from the game or from yourself. If there is some place you want to go, you can discover new routes. So it's quite interesting. Just by myself, I found it sometimes a bit too repetitive, but I should have maybe played in short sessions, and sometimes I don't really have the patience to read through everything in games. If I want to read through stuff, I would take a book. But it's not just that, I think it's also because the setting. I'm not someone that is really into steampunk. Maybe I should actually try to play the sorcery games from Inkle. Heroic Fantasy sounds more like my thing than steampunk universes. So yeah, I might give a try to those games. They are in the Humble Bundle with this game. And if you like narrative games, you really might want to take a look at this Humble Bundle that is available right now. There are also games like Broken Age from Double Fine, so made by Tim Schafer, which made like a Day of the Tentacle back when he was at LucasArts. So there are some good things in that Humble Bundle, and if you're interested in 80 days, you definitely should take it in the bundle. So now traveling and a few events might happen. Okay, I could read the news. Terrorists seen persuading bomber to blow himself outside Royal Palace. They seem to have had the same problems as we have these days. So yeah, it's a good game, very refreshing, very original spin, and the narration is really good, very good writing. But if you don't like to read, or like me, if you're impatient and you cannot skip through the dialogue, at times you'll be kind of irritated and not like spend that much time on it. But at least for one run and like appreciating how it plays, you should get it. I recommend it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the game, the video, and see you later. Bye bye.